Wexford, Longford and Westmeath, but we are hearing coming through here to Baltinglass that Sligo are going quite well against Longford at the moment. So we could have 3 teams finishing on 6 points, which would see it going to scoring difference coming into play. So it promises to be an intriguing final set of fixtures here in Group 1. We do have found that there's one late change on the Wexford team. Coming in at top of the left is Aoife Cullen from Gussaran. She will replace Amy Wilson of Castletown, and Aoife will wear number 20. Other than that is as you were for Wexford, with Sarah Merrigan in the goal and a good spine in the defence with Aisling Halligan from the Clonard Volunteers wearing the full back, number 3. Shauna Murphy from Shelmaliers is at 6 and completes a full Shelmaliers half back line with Clara Donnelly at 5 and Sarah Harding Kenny wearing number 7. Ciara Banville and Roisin Murphy partner one another in the middle of the field. Ciara from Tamon, Camross, Roisin another Shelmaliers player, and a half forward line with Shireen Hamilton, Katrina Murray, who landed that last gasp winner against Longford the last day out, and Ailish Neville of Shelmaliers, the half forward line. Dervla Dial Crossabeg is top of the right with Aisling Murphy the captain, number 14, and the late change, as we say, Aoife Cullen wearing number 20. Well, for Westmeath, they travelled down across the country today to get here, and they are captained by Fiona Claffey from Foxrock Cabinteely, playing her club football in Dublin. But she has beside her Leona Archibald of St. Lomans and Anna Jones from the famed Mullingar Shamrocks Club in Mullingar Town to her left. Lauren McCormack is solid in the goal all season, and a full back line of Niamh Spellman, Lorraine Duncan of Gary Castle and Tara Fagan. That's their full back line. Lucy Power anchors the defence at centre half back from a famous part of Westmeath called the Downs, with Rachel Dillon at number 7 and her sister Tracy from Milltown in the middle of the field wearing number 9, partnered by Vicky Carr from St. Lomans. So we are just about to get proceedings underway here in Baltinglass. It is warm. They did say the heat wave was dying away, but we are up to 25, 26 degrees here in the Garden County, and Wexford today will wear the traditional purple and gold, and Westmeath will wear their away strip and change colours of green for this clash this afternoon. Of course, Lizzie Kent is the Wexford manager, a lady that's well involved in sport. She's currently manager of the Wexford Youths under 17s and has done magnificent work there and has been involved in sport all her life. So she's really turned this Wexford team into a fine outfit. So Lizzie is assisted today by Dennis Fitzpatrick, and Ivan Lynch is the physio. He's a very important man this afternoon. Tom Dunn is a mentor, Shane Murphy and Peter O'Brien. So there's lots of clubs represented there in Adamstown, Castletown, Lee Mellis, Shelmaliers again, Ballyadove Tier, Starlights, Banno Ballymity. They're all involved, so we wish them well. As for the management team of Westmeath, Sean Finnegan, he's a Mullingar Shamrocks man. Mayor Foreign, Carol Finch from Mullingar Shamrocks, and Mary Carr from Shandonna, Tom Carr Shandonna, Colin McDade, Paul Ahern and Alan Coffey, all part of the backroom team there as well. So given a lot of their time in ladies football, going from strength to strength. Our match referee this afternoon has travelled from Dublin, Lorraine O'Sullivan. Lorraine is from the Nafina Club on Moby Road, one of the famous Dublin football clubs also. So we'd like to wish Lorraine and her sideline officials and her fourth official all the very best here in Baltinglass, as now we have the Rondavine. So we were observing a moment's silence there in Baltinglass for the start of this Group 1 Round 3 Ladies Gaelic Football competition. So welcome to our coverage this afternoon. We do hope you enjoyed the game. We do understand there's lots of people looking in on their phones and iPads and sitting in the sun under umbrella, or maybe on a beach down in Wexford or by a lake up in County Westmeath. But good afternoon to you all, and you're very welcome to our coverage, as Westmeath have their final few words here, and Wexford about to take up their positions. And a referee standing in the middle of the park with the ball. So they're moving into their positions now, both teams. And we should be ready and up and running at the scheduled time, which is 4 o'clock. And there we are now as the girls acknowledge one another, and some of them would know one another quite well, going to college together. Well, on the Wexford team. Lot will centre down Katrina Murray, Ailish Neville and Shireen Hamilton in that half-forward line. The Barry Gallup woman wearing number 10 this afternoon. And it is Westmeath who will play from right to left in this first half in their all-green shirt, white trim, blue shorts and maroon and white stockings. And Wexford, as I've said, in traditional purple and gold. So referee just checking both ends of the park as I look to the right, I look to the left. And Lorraine O'Sullivan is about to get us on the way. So here we go in the sun of Baltinglass, County Wicklow. And even though Wexford got a touch there on the ball, it was Tracy Dillon, the Milltown player for Westmeath, won it. And they get a free straight away. That's to Anna Jones, Mullingar Shamrock's lady, breaking through. Lovely control play. She makes her way up to the 45. Treads through a beautiful hand pass and takes the return ball. Wexford getting a bit of a challenge. First strike and goal. Now, did that get a deflection for a 45? Yes, it did. So Westmeath have a 45. So they were fortunate that time. But it was a nice piece of run. Nice bit of a play from Anna Jones, the Mullingar Shamrocks player. She did quite well, linked very well. Wexford did look like they had that ball won in the middle of the park, but didn't hold on to it and lost out on vital possession. So here is Anna Jones. The 45 is taken quickly, but ball is fouled. And the referee is giving a free out to Wexford. So can Wexford hit back? No score, no return for Westmeath there. So Wexford go with the big ball downfield. There's a ground and very firm. There's a fair bounce there, but a well-drilled Westmeath team. Control play and a few nice hand passes get them through midfield. And again inside the 45. So nice play here now. This is the corner forward, Sarah Dillon from Milltown. Nice ball centre from Sarah. Call was good from Tracy Dillon, her sister. Got it to Vicky Carr. And Vicky to Ciara Blundell. St. Loman's lady, lovely ball, shredded right over into a right corner forward position, and Wexford have got plenty of defence back here, but it's back out to Leona Archibald. Didn't fancy the shot, but she gets it to Vicky Carr. She sends it in, but it's a wide, but it was a good build-up from Westmeath. However, they got no return again on this occasion, so two good chances gone a begging. Early days yet. 3 minutes on the clock. In Baltinglass. Wexford goalkeeper wearing the cap as the sun shines brightly. Short kick out towards Clara Donnelly. One of the Shelmaliers half back line. Got it down towards Dervla Doyle. There from Crossabeg was back helping out the defence. Now I think the referee could throw this ball up. It was a kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So the referee is consulting a lady on the sideline. So I don't think there was a lot in it. But then knowing the referee is having a good listen to what the lineswoman has to say. So it's a free to Westmeath, and the Wexford supporters ain't happy. Fiona Claffey, the captain who plays at club football in Dublin, treads it down the line. And now Westmeath try and work it through Lucy McCartan, another St. Loman's player. Centre back did well, Lucy Power. From the Downs, gets it up to Sarah Dillon. Dillon been very much involved in the opening 4 minutes here. And that's the full back, Lorraine Durkin from Gary Castle. Desi Dolan country. Big ball over towards Anna Jones. Good old battle over there, and full credit to Wexford in defence. They're going to take this out, and they've defended that very, very well. Now here's Wexford carrying it forward. Blocked down though. It's out for a Wexford line ball. Interception came from Rachel Dillon. Never took her eye off the ball. So from inside the 45 in their own half of the park, Wexford just want to get a few more players forward. And the player that was about to kick that ball just left it behind and said, I'll move forward. And we kick it. You gained a few yards as well, but tell me a Gaelic footballer that doesn't do that. It's kicked down into open space, and it's gathered by Katrina Murray. She's bundles of pace, Katrina, inside the 45. Beautiful turn, back onto the right foot. That's a brilliant interception. Lovely tackle from Westmeath. Wexford still hold. Here go Wexford. Dervla Doyle sends it in, but the keeper was aware of it. Lauren McCormick from Mullingar Shamrocks. Good move, Wexford. Good pace. Hadn't to finish like Westmeath with their two opening chances. We're still waiting for the first score in Baltinglass. 5 minutes just about on the clock. And Westmeath come from deep. Lovely run. Fiona Kyle from St. Mary's in Rochford Bridge. Lovely ball, and it stuck very well. Sarah Dillon. Lovely hands from Dillon. Works back out towards the D. Knocks it back towards Rachel. And now it's back all the way to Vicky Carr. Nice run upfield now. Lucy McCartan, does she fancy her chance here? Puts the foot down, drives forward. Here goes McCartan. Is she looking for a goal? McCartan, does she need help? There's the shot. Stopped. Oh, it's just let go by the Wexford keeper, Sarah Merrigan. But the lady from Kylenairn hit quite well. Second bite of the cherry. Famous players in the men's court came from down there. One of Wexford's most famous, the great Matty Ford, the Kylenairn man. Well, now the referee has spotted another infringement inside the 20-metre line, and it is an ideal opportunity now for Westmeath to get their opening score. Anna Jones comes forward from Mullingar Shamrocks, and it puts the ball on the deck about 10 metres in from the sideline on the stand side here, kicking into the scoreboard clubhouse end here in Baltinglass. And kind of her run will be from around the corner. She struck that very well, and she has gauged that to perfection, and that's as good as you will see, because there is a bit of a breeze, even though it's a beautiful day of 26 degrees. That's a super strike, and it's gone in and it's gone over. So Anna Jones opens the scoring in Baltinglass in round 3 of the Intermediate Football Championship. And Wexford played a short ball out to their own 20-metre line, toe to hand, trying to get themselves out of trouble. But Westmeath comes steaming forward, and they're playing with a nice bit of a cut and thrust at the moment. Tracy Dillon. Tracy lays it off to her midfield partner, Vicky Carr. They're going to look for their second point here. They're queuing up for, but Wexford got plenty behind the ball. Here's Sarah Dillon again. Couldn't get a shot in, but here comes Anna Jones. Back out, and then back in, and that's 2 points Westmeath. Wexford had a lot of players behind the ball, but Westmeath successful, and now they lead by 2 points to no score. So good chance, a good start, I should say, for Westmeath in the opening exchanges here in the Intermediate Ladies Football Championship. Kick out is short again. Wexford have failed to hold on to this and putting pressure on themselves. Lucy Powers teams forward. Return ball up to Tracy Dillon. And now they're trying to set up Sarah Dillon. Good ball back into the middle. There's a goal chance coming here, but that's a bad wide in the end. Coming at pace was the centre fielder, Vicky Carr. And she's kicked Westmeath's second wide of the afternoon. However, it is 2 points Westmeath. No score to Wexford. Wexford goalkeeper will have to look for different options. They're all just drawn back towards her in the goal. That's much better from Wexford. Here's Clara Donnelly. Clara from Shelmaliers plays it across to her club and county partner, Sarah Harding Kenny. And Wexford now get plenty of encouragement from their travelling supporters, who are not too far from our press position. Sarah Harding Kenny on the return ball, and she wins the 45 or free just outside the 45, and Wexford ain't hanging around. She took that quickly. She got it to Roisin Murphy. Back out towards the middle of the park, and Katrina Murray. Now, what will they do with it now? Dervla Dial from Crossabeg. Lovely turn from Dervla. Tries to centre it. Westmeath defended it well. They defended it very, very well. And Westmeath are going to get themselves out of trouble, because there was a Westmeath player held as she tried to get in that hand pass. And it's a free out Westmeath. They still lead by 2 points to no score. And I make it, we're on the 8th minute here in Baltinglass, thereabouts. And we're into the 8th minute. A dodgy ball for Westmeath. Back to the keeper. And I don't think Lauren McCormick will thank her team for that, as the cornerback, Tara Fagan, gets a first touch, but that's won back by Wexford's Shireen Hamilton. Fine, strong player, Shireen. And now to Aisling Murphy. Now, what can the captain do here? The breeze is stiff. Oh, she just lost control. And then a little tug on the jersey gives Westmeath a free out. And Rachel Dillon will take it quickly and gives it to her sister, Tracy. So here they go. Westmeath looking for point number 3. They're playing with a nice bit of pace and purpose at the moment. Nice ball in field. Leona Archibald is a lively centre forward and fights for everything and worked something there, but Wexford feel they might have got a free out there, but Westmeath meantime have put that in and over the bar, and it's another one for Westmeath, and they lead by 3 points to no score, but the breeze is favouring them. But as I've said, they're playing with a bit of purpose and doing quite well when they go forward. So the kick out from the hand. And Wexford will try and work it down the stand side. 3 points to no score. Westmeath lead. He's just joined us. Lady Gaelic Football Association. Group 1 round 3 of the Intermediate Football Championship. We're live from Baltinglass. Here come Wexford. They need a first score, and they need it quickly. Will it stick? This is a great opportunity. Ciara Banville. Oh, what a finish. What a finish from Banville. What a game we have on prospect now. We did say it would be right go to the wire. It's early days yet, and it was a brilliant run from Banville, and what a brilliant finish. 3 points Westmeath, 1 goal Wexford. Who would believe it? We're level after all the play that Westmeath have had, and we're just into the 10th minute here. But what a finish, and what a start we have to this game here in Baltinglass as Westmeath come forward again. Fiona Claffey. Nice ball over to McCartan. Lucy played it out to the right-hand side. Back to the lively Leonie Archibald. Sends it in across the face of the goal, and that's a great score. Really has done well since this game started. Very much involved in all that Westmeath have been doing. And she gives them back the lead. A good show of character by the Westmeath ladies. Replying straight away. So now 4 points. Westmeath, 1 goal Wexford. Wexford keeper with the short ball. Sarah Harding-Kenny. Sarah Harding-Kenny carries it outside her own 45. Did she foul that ball? Referee says there might have been a foul back there. So I think there was an advantage being played at the time. And it looks like Katie White from Adamstown. Katie with the right knee, just below the right knee bandage. Katie's going to take the free. The referee says, no, you can't take it from there. So Katie throws it back, and it will be taken from the 45 in a more central position, back in their own half of the park. Here's Clara Donnelly. Clara steams forward. Nice toe to hand from her, but didn't find the forwards. Westmeath fullback Lorraine Duncan. Gary Castlady was well out in front of her opposition and did quite well. Gets it down to Vicky Carr, who in turn gets it to Leona Archibald. Very rarely wastes opportunities. Here's Vicky Carr again. Westmeath running well off the ball. Rachel Dillon. Dillon goes through. She's been prominent in the opening exchanges here. Under pressure. Oh, she gives the free in. Rachel Dillon seemed to be held. So it's a chance for Westmeath to go back into a 2-point lead. Wexford will feel that might have been a little bit harsh, but the referee was right there. And the free will be taken by Anna Jones, who's already successful from a dead ball situation. So exciting stuff. Just into the 12th minute. So dead straight in front of goal. Sometimes they can be the hardest frees, but not hard for the young lady from Mullingar Shamrocks. That's gone in, and that's gone over. And they're back to a 2-point advantage, Westmeath. So now a lot of players pushing up, and Wexford put under pressure on the kick out. Short ball will go to Clara Donnelly. Clara's done well, gets it to Roisin Murphy. Roisin has plenty of height. She's shadowed all the way by Vicky Carr. Close to the sideline on that far side, and ball runs out of space. So the line ball will be back up inside the Wexford half of the park, and it will be for Westmeath. Bit of space opening up now, and old-style Gaelic football looks like 15 on 15, albeit when either team get it, they all move forward together. Here's Fiona Claffey, the captain of Westmeath. Return ball came in field. The interception was brilliant by Sarah Harding-Kenny. And here come Wexford on the counter-attack. And Trina Murray, big ball downfield. Now Aisling Murphy, the captain. What can Murphy do? Turns beautifully inside the full-back. Foul is their advantage. There's the shot. The goalkeeper takes the sting out of that. The goalkeeper was good, Lauren McCormick, but the advantage was being played all the time, and Wexford have the free from the 13-metre line. It's a good call by the referee. Wexford playing into that stiff breeze. They're looking for their first point, but they got a cracking goal by Ciara Banville from Tamon Camross a few moments ago. Westmeath have replied with the 2 points, but now it's an ideal opportunity for the Wexford girls to pull it back to a 1-point game. So the free, relatively simple task, but just have to be guided. And a nice cool breeze blowing down the back of the stand here in the shade. But outside of that, it's a little bit breezy pitch side. As Wexford line up this free, Westmeath taking no chances. 2 outfield players on the goal line with Lauren McCormick. And there's the free, and it struck with conviction because they had to drive it into that breeze. And it's gone over the bar. That's Wexford's first point. And it is Katrina Murray who gets it. So add that to the goal. They're on 4. Westmeath are on 5. And here come Westmeath. Lucy Power from the Downs, just outside of Mullingar. Moving it well. She took the return ball there as well. Referee says wrapped up by Wexford, and Roisin Murphy feels a little hard done by. Again, the Wexford supporters feel it was harsh. As Niamh Spellman, another Mullingar Shamrocks player, wearing 2, drives it downfield. Onto it comes Anna Jones, centres the ball across, and that's a poor wide. That's another wide for Westmeath, and they're in around the 3-4 category now. However, the scoreboard remains 5 points to Westmeath, 1-1 to Wexford. And it is the first half, and I think we're heading for the water break here, but it has been an enjoyable opening quarter here in Baltinglass. So just around 16 minutes played in that first quarter. So they'll have their minute to have a chat. So Lizzie Kent will have a chat with the Wexford team. And of course, Sean Finnegan, the manager of Westmeath, he'll have his chat as well. All the girls will come for their own bottles of water, warm stuff down there, but very committed stuff, and fair play to them right throughout the pandemic, keeping it going. And the Ladies Gaelic Football Association doing powerful work as always, and it's great to see all the support they've got today from their family and friends. And it's interesting to see how the banished door of the female variety operate. Lizzie Kent is down there and she's talking to all her players collectively and individually. A super coach and a super manager, as is Sean Finnegan. He's just down to her left here, and the referee and the linesman, or fourth official I should say, the referee on the side, line women, having a drop of water as well. They're all trying to cool down. So if you didn't get the temperature earlier on, it's actually 26, touching on 27 degrees Celsius in the Garden County, County Wicklow. We're live here from Baltinglass, and at the end of the first quarter, it's 5 points Westmeath, 1-1 to Wexford. An interesting second quarter coming up. Breeze might be turning a small bit. Emir Ishka looking after the water to make sure it's kept nice and cold in the cooler boxes on the sideline. And all the players go back in to take up their positions. Seen some fine individual performances and some nice team play in that opening quarter. So it's exactly 14 minutes we had in that opening quarter, just to give the correction on that opening quarter. So 14 minutes and 13 seconds, I do believe, is what we had for the first quarter here. Now, Wexford keeper again on two minds because Westmeath have pushed up, and the kick out proving a little difficult. It's a tactic in most GAA games. It's gone out over the line. Westmeath will have it, take it quickly. The lively corner forward is Sarah Dillon from Milltown, races across, takes her shot, kicks it beautifully. She had a tight angle on the line, but had the presence of mind to run along the end line. And Sarah Dillon from Milltown has put Westmeath further in front. They're now 2 points in front, 6 points to 1-1. So 6-4 in total. And again, a little bit of pressure on the Wexford kick out. So where is the Kylenear lady going now? Sarah Merrigan goes a bit longer. Good old battle for possession there, and it bounces, and Wexford win the break, and a high challenge gives them the free. Bang in the middle of the park. Oh, back come Wexford. This is Clara Donnelly. Nice ball player. Thought to hand a bit of height the way she got around to gain the extra yard, and lovely run off the shoulder. Momentum carried Ciara Banville, the lady that got the goal through, and referee felt it was a frontal challenge and gives the free. And Westmeath get that free in to take it. Vicky Carr in possession. Centre back is Lucy Power, who seems to be playing left half back at the moment. Oh, linking very well. Coming deep is Lucy McCartan, full forward from St. Lomans. Niamh Spellman. Good ball, lovely run from Fiona Coyle, Rochford Bridge lady. And now to the centre forward, Leona Archibald. She had a splendid first quarter. Great work ethic. Lovely ball threaded through. Rachel Dillon runs onto this one, but I think the pace of that ball will carry it over the line. I don't think Irish athlete Molly Scott would have got to that one. It was a fast ball. 6 points Westmeath, 1-1 to Wexford. And again, the kick out from the Wexford keeper about to come. So it is the first half. Enjoyable football. And the Lady Gaelic Football Association. Oh, it's a poor kick out, one back by Westmeath. Wexford running over these. There's a goal chance now. Centre forward. Oh, takes a bit of a deflection. A hand got to it. It's gone in and over the bar. Leona Archibald will be credited with her second score, but it was from the kick out that Wexford are put under lots of pressure, and they are on the back foot at 7 points Westmeath, 1-1 to Wexford. And the lady that scored that goal, Leona Archibald, seems to have picked up a bit of a knock, but has played very, very well since this game has started. So there we are. Scores coming fast and furious now. It took a few minutes for us to register the first one earlier on, but Westmeath did take a narrow lead before Wexford got that goal to put them back into the game through Ciara Banville. She really finished it with aplomb. And thankfully, Leona Archibald is okay. St. Loman's lady runs back to take up her position. And the Wexford goalkeeper has a cluster of players in front of her. And someone will just have to spread out and decides to go long now. Sarah Merrigan. Difficult enough for Sarah. Westmeath come and win it, but Wexford challenge in the middle of the park. Ciara Banville. Strong running Ciara. Niamh Spellman tries to keep goal side. The referee says illegally, so it's going to be a free Wexford. And they're not hanging around, they're taking it quickly. Here's Ailish Neville. Michelle Milliers flicks it across to the far side. Treading it through. The late call-up was Aoife Cullen. The girl from Gussaran has been fouled on the 13-metre line. So Wexford have a free. And if Katrina Murray can kick this as well as she kicked the last one, Wexford will have another point on the board and be up to a total of 1-2. So a little bit left of the goal. Places the ball with perfection. Just inside the 20-metre line. So here goes Katrina. As I said, scored that last gasp winner against Longford in this championship. And she has a beautiful style and puts a little bit of a curl on it. A man from this part of the world who won a Club All-Ireland with Baldinglass footballers in 1990, Kevin O'Brien, always says that's what you call kicking it round the corner. And fair play to Katrina, that's what she did. Big picture of that famous Baldinglass team behind us. As Westmeath come forward, Fiona Claffey, nice runner, spins off her right foot onto her left, needs a bit of support. She's got it in the shape of Ciara Blundell. St. Loman's girl feeds it through. Blundell takes the return. Goal chance here. Oh, she's finished it. Ciara Blundell from St. Loman's has got the goal for Westmeath. And now there's 5 points between them. Westmeath won 7, Wexford won 2. But it was lovely interlinking play by the Westmeath ladies in their away colours of green. And Blundell, she's been lively since the off here. And now 1-7 to 1-2. And no more short kickouts from the Wexford keeper. Merrigan sends it to the middle of the park, but Lorraine Duncan of Gary Castle is well down the field, and she travels up the full back and she's on the way, and she gets it back to the lady that has just scored, and it's a great performance by Ciara Blundell. 1-1 in a matter of 60 seconds for the young Westmeath corner forward. But I think that breeze is playing havoc for Wexford because they can't get that ball down, and add into what I've said maybe once, maybe twice, Westmeath are pushing up and piling on the pressure. Here come Wexford. Roisin Murphy. Roisin sends it back to the keeper. Sarah Merrigan. Throw it to hand Sarah. Gets out towards her 20-metre line to her centre-back Shauna Murphy. Shalmaneer ladies plays it back inside. She takes the return ball. Nice interlinking from Wexford. Now it's with Sarah Harding-Kenny. Sarah Harding-Kenny. Lovely run from Sarah. Nice ball player, has a player inside. Lovely time pass onto Dervla Doyle. Now what can the cross-a-big girl do? She's inside the 20-metre line. Got a bit of a nudge, holds possession. Oh, just couldn't get it away. Did, but not with the strike she needed. The left peg. The goalkeeper was wise to it. Lauren McCormack sets up Westmeath for another defence, but Wexford hit them on the counter-attack and another ball threaded through. Now what can they do this time? That was just a missed kick by Dervla Doyle with the left peg. It's gone across to the far side. Aoife Cullen used her height. Plays it back out to Shireen Hamilton. The girl from Ballygarra gets it to Katrina Murray. Here goes Murray. Ran up a bit of a cul-de-sac but did well to gain a bit of yardage for Wexford, trying to get them into a scoring position. The ball from Cullen back to the middle. Good block down Westmeath. Then a little bit of a scrum for possession. Wexford make the foul. Westmeath ain't hanging around. They're playing with pace and purpose. And back they come. Vicky Carr down to the corner. Sarah Dillon. Nice ball back in towards Anna Jones. To Ciara Blundell. Wasn't selfish. Played it back across to Fiona Claffey. And then a poor effort from Westmeath goes all the way to the Wexford keeper. And she's all the time in the world to find somebody, but they're not that plentiful because Westmeath again have pushed up. However, Clara Donnelly has it for Wexford. Clara does very well. Nice football from Clara, under pressure. Aisling Halligan from Clonard Volunteers in Wexford. Cross towards Dervla Doyle. The bounce just caught Dervla and the sunshine, I think, so she was a bit unfortunate. Ball's out for a Westmeath line ball. So we're in the second quarter of the first half. Here's the centre-back, Lucy Power for Westmeath. Hand left in there. So the Nafina referee from Dublin, Lorraine O'Sullivan. It's the free to Westmeath. Lucy Power from the Downs in. County Westmeath takes it. Vicky Carr. Nice ball from Vicky. The hand pass was good. Tara Fagan gets it to Tracy Dillon. The foot pass from Tracy goes a little bit too far. Wexford win it back. Wexford doing quite well. Carried the ball well out of the fence. There was Roisin Murphy. And then there was a little bit of a nudge, which the referee has spotted. So free to Wexford from just inside the Westmeath half of the park. Trina Murray in possession. Threads it down into the corner, but wasn't the best of frees. Easy pickings for Lorraine Duncan. The Gary Castle Westmeath full back. Out to Rachel Dillon. Back to Duncan, who gets it to Fiona Coyle. Nice play back to Lorraine. Duncan at full back. And again, holding possession. Key for Westmeath in this first half. Never wasting any opportunities. Back to Lucy Power, who it all started with. There's no player inside the 45 in the Westmeath half of the park. They're all coming forward, and Wexford are retreating, and they might have to retreat even more because here come Westmeath. Fiona Claffey, beautiful, stylish player. The hand pass round the corner. Westmeath get into another scoring position. Ball is in. There's the shot that's gone in and over the bar by Sarah Dillon. Her second point in this first half. It's a fine first half display by Westmeath. They now lead by 7. 1-9 Westmeath, 1-2 to Wexford. But the way things are going between Longford and Sligo, no matter what happens, Wexford are possibly through to the next round of the championship, no matter what happens. But for Westmeath, they do need a win. And if Longford had stayed in contention, a win for Westmeath was never going to guarantee it was back to scoring differences. But the fact now that Sligo seem to have beaten Longford, Westmeath win here, well, they've given themselves a great chance as Wexford come forward. Ciara Banville, beautiful to watch in full flight on the ball into Aisling Murphy. Captain was bottled up, good defending Westmeath. Roisin Murphy for Wexford. They just got to keep possession now. Aoife Cullen wearing number 20. Back out towards the 45. The runner came from deep with Shauna Murphy. Nice run from the Shelmaliers player. And that is a super score and possibly score of the game so far. Brilliant play by the centre back. Got herself in a great position. Gave the call. Came off the right shoulder. And the Shelmaliers lady, that's a fantastic score. We're back to a 6-point game. 1-9 to 1-3. Westmeath lead here in Baltinglass. Lovely ball outfield. Rachel Dillon gets it to Anna Jones. Anna had a bit of time, but beautiful ball in field, but just overshot the runway. Wexford have it. Back to Sarah Merrigan. A nice play from Sarah. She was intelligent to get it away quickly. Now to Sarah Harding Kenny. Now Wexford, nice, cool and composed. The moral of the story is you mustn't panic. Oh, there's a clash of heads. Referee, very well done to the ref. Stops the game straight away. So the Wexford lady just come out a little worse than Anna Jones. Sarah Dillon rather. Sarah straight back up. And thankfully, Clara Donnelly, a Wexford player now, will just get a bit of treatment from the physio. And the physio for Wexford there, Ivan Lynch. So Ivan is just having a chat with her there. She'll take a drop of water on board and it gives a chance for a few running repairs. But lovely game. Plenty of scores and plenty of pace and plenty of style in the sunshine in the Garden County. Baltinglass, County Wicklow. Home of Baltinglass GAA. And as I said, just to give them a bit of credit, the grounds is in splendid condition. And of course, All Ireland AIB club champions back in 1990. It only seems like a few years ago, but it's a while ago now. Famous men on that team I mentioned. Kevin O'Brien, Con Murphy was on there, Robert McHugh, Brian Fitzpatrick was the captain, Dan Lee, George Bradley, Liam Horgan, Billy Timmins. Lots of great players, to name but a few. All Ireland club champions, and credit to them. Beautiful facilities here in Baltinglass. This is the main pitch, and beautiful pitch out in the state-of-the-art clubhouse over there on that far side. Wexford take the free. Could be a little bit overcooked. Works towards the sideline. And it was because the last person to get a touch on it was their banished door, Lizzie Kent. Lizzie couldn't keep it in because she's not part of the play on the field, of course. But it's a line ball to Westmeath. The fast pace from the early exchanges have dwindled a little, but to keep that persistent through this game would be difficult, but in saying that, here come Westmeath, and there's always a runner available. This time it's Vicky Carr, takes it from Fiona Kyle. Kyle goes looking for a return, and what a run from her. What can she do here? Hand pass right over to the corner. Here's the full forward, Lucy McCartan. Lucy just loses her balance. Wexford pick it up. The referee says ball was fouled. And Wexford take the free and take it quickly. Just trying to work that ball again from inside their own 20-metre line. Clara Donnelly. Wexford give her plenty of encouragement. Plenty of support here on the sideline. Right in front of us. Keeps going herself. Good strong run. Full back Aisling Halligan came all the way with her. She's from the Clonard Volunteers Club. Back to Katrina Murray. The wind rises again in Baltinglass. Wexford playing into that breeze. Aoife Cullen tried to send a low kick down into the forwards, but Westmeath were aware of what she was going to do. And back they come through Vicky Carr. Very intelligent midfielder, Vicky. Beautiful distribution right over to this near side of the park. Lucy McCartan lays it off up towards Leona Archibald. 2 points already. Could have turned that one around the corner, but decided to find a player in a better position. And now it's back to herself and treads through the hand pass to Sarah Dillon. Dillon turns. Dillon strikes on a bounce. Oh, where's that gone? The keeper got a hand on it. It will be a 45. There was a spin on that ball, and it could have went anywhere. Wexford live to fight. 1-9 Westmeath, 1-3 Wexford as the time ticks down towards half-time. We haven't, after having an enjoyable first half, so 28 minutes and 26 seconds played. And here's the 45. Now, this is not beyond Anna Jones. She's a fine kicker of the ball, but I think she's going to go short. He's gone short, and ball is played back. Threaded through by Ciara Blundell. Leona Archibald. Archibald with the shot. Sends it in, and she's got it. It's gone in and over the bar. 3 points for the St. Loman centre forward in this first half. 110 to 1-3. They're back to a 7-point lead. Westmeath. And the Wexford keeper again looks outfield, and all Sarah Merrigan can see is a plethora of players from either side. This time, referee feels Westmeath were a little bit robust. Wexford get the free. Back to the keeper, Sarah Merrigan. You'd have to allow for the breeze pitch side and say maybe it's a 2-3 point game, but to be fair to Westmeath, that scoreline does reflect a fine performance after the first quarter. They were leading here 5 points to 1-1. And now, on the stroke of half-time, it's 110 to 1-3. So it's been Westmeath after the first quarter, Westmeath at half-time. But have Wexford got a big say here? What can they do? 4 players in field. The strong run from Wexford. Even stronger. There's the shot. Oh, hits the crossbar. Back for the rebound. Westmeath have defended it well. Foul in there. Referee says Freya. What an effort that was. Comes back off the crossbar. But that really would have put Wexford back into it on the stroke of half-time. What a shot. Absolute rasper. Keeper will take the free. Lauren McCormick. Fine tall goalkeeper, Lauren. Always a great advantage for someone. But here's a lovely footballer, one of the finest in the league, Katrina Murray. Trina from Ronnie gets it to her corner forward. That's a lovely finish with the left peg. And that's Dervla Doyle. And Dervla would have been disappointed with an effort earlier on, but full credit to the Crossabeg Ballymurn young girl. 13, number 13, sticks it in and over the bar. 110-1-4, and a great time for Wexford to score. They'll have that breeze in the second half, and they're playing with a bit of poise and purpose at the moment. Sarah Harding Kenny wins the free. We're going into added time at the end of this first half. Wexford wanted to take it quickly. I think there was a bit of cuteness from Leona Archibald. She was just a little bit unfortunate. She just stepped into the flight path of the Wexford free taker. Now Wexford holding possession well. Back to Katrina Murray. Outside the 45 they are. Again, nice running off the ball. Two very well drilled teams here in Baltinglass this afternoon. Round 3, Group 1, as Dublin referee Lorraine O'Sullivan from Nafina on Moby Road blows the half-time whistle. It has been entertaining. As I said, Westmeath were in the driving seat at the end of the first quarter by 5 points to Wexford's 1-1. A cracking goal from Ciara Banville put Wexford back into it. They fought very, very hard in the last 5 minutes also, Wexford, to get themselves back in. They were unfortunate with the ball coming back from a rasping shot off the crossbar, but well taken points from Sarah Dillon of Westmeath, 2 in that first half. Ciara Blundell with 1-1, and Leon Archibald at centre forward, along with Anna Jones on place balls, has kept Westmeath in front here on the half-time whistle in the LGFA Intermediate Championship, Round 3, Group 1. The half-time score in Baldinglass: Westmeath 110, Wexford 1-4. About ready to get second half on the way here. Half-time score, Westmeath 110, Wexford 1-4. At the end of the first quarter, it was Westmeath 5 points, Wexford 1-1. So the match referee just waiting for the pitch to be cleared. Lorraine O'Sullivan. It is the TG4 Intermediate All-Ireland Championship. It's round 3 in Group 1. The other two teams in the group, Longford and Sligo. Longford defeated Sligo earlier on. So a win for Westmeath here today, and they're more or less through. And Wexford, with that result coming in, are already through no matter what happens. But Westmeath will be hoping to win this match. They're in prime position, pole position at the moment, as referee Lorraine O'Sullivan sends in the ball. Westmeath in the green, playing from left to right in this the second half. Shireen Hamilton is the Wexford number 10. Fiona Claffey is the Westmeath number 10. She laid off that ball, back across it comes. Long foot pass, but the pace of that is going to suit nobody, only Wexford. It'll be a Wexford line ball here in this second half. So the opening minute of the second half. And the breeze seems to have died a little bit, but the sideline ball is poorly executed. And straight to Westmeath. And here comes Leon Archibald. 3 points in the first half, and that looks like it's going to run over the end line and officially deemed as a wide, which there have been few and far between in that first half. Now, let's see what kind of pressure Westmeath put Sarah Merrigan under this time. Nicola Nairn. Gerlin, goal for Wexford. Nice ball outfield, but again, not finding her centre-back, Shauna Murphy. Westmeath win it back. A nice interlinking play from Westmeath again. Here's Lucy McCartan. McCartan across it goes, skipping inside. And then laid off to the number 15, which is a beautiful finish from Sarah Dillon, her third of the afternoon and her first in the second half. The tall figure of Sarah there from Milltown in the county of Westmeath getting that score. So the first score of the second half goes to Westmeath. As I've said, they're playing with plenty of passion and purpose, and two very committed teams. A good standard of football here. And we could be held up for a moment here now because Leon Archibald just lost her balance on that momentum coming through from the Wexford player. No malice involved in the challenge, but Leona has got a little bit of a bang, and the referee calls for the physio to come through and the doctor just to have a look. But Leona gets up now. She just feel the worst of that for a moment, just a little bang on the back of the head. So safety paramount in all sporting games now. She's entitled to her time for a little bit of treatment and to check that everything is all right. But full credit to Leona. Fine first half. They've got a good bench as well, Westmeath. Sinead Byrne from Milltown, Anya Gaynor from Colroy, Anya Lynn of Gary Castle is involved as well. And some people feel that that yellow card might be a little bit harsh. It was the momentum of the Wexford player, carried the force into the challenge, which didn't seem so bad, but yellow card has been given. And a free on the far side for Westmeath. Well, playing into the road end. Wexford playing into the scoreboard clubhouse end in this the second half. Here goes Fiona Claffey. Gives away possession. Katie White of Adamstown. Wexford come forward. Sarah Harding-Kenny. She had a good solid first half. Sarah Harding-Kenny. Westmeath get numbers behind the ball, but Wexford come through with a bit of pace. And this is the full forward, Aisling Murphy. Aisling's the captain. Oh, she sent it across. She was looking for Dervla Doyle, but kicked it too far behind Dervla. And it sets it up for a counter-attack for Westmeath. Ciara Blundell, a goal and a point on the stroke of half-time she got. Now Rachel Dillon. Nice move, Dillon. She was fouled there, just inside the D. It will be a free Westmeath. Wexford committing the foul. Katie White of Adamstown. And I think we have the book coming out again. Referee is making a note of it. Not quite sure whether there's a card coming here. So here is the free for Anna Jones. Successful in the opening half with some beautiful kicks. Here's her first in the second half. She really strikes a great ball, dead ball situation. So Anna Jones from Mullingar Shamrocks. Regis another ones for the Lakesiders. 112 to 1-4. That's the biggest margin we've had in Baltinglass in this round 3 of the TG4 Ladies Gaelic Football Association Championship. Wexford keeper Sarah Merrigan waits for the best option. A bit of a lateral ball to a left corner back position rather. And there is Ciara Banville, the girl that got the score. Banville has done well. Goes looking for the return, but it's Shauna Murphy who takes up the mantle. Chased by Fiona Claffey. Now chance for Wexford. Here goes Shireen Hamilton. Centres the ball. Referee ain't giving Wexford any change up here. The field are entitled to a free. Still in with a chance. Recycled it very well. Katrina Murray. Oh, beautiful turn. But then just skewed off her instep, but she tried to steer it towards the post. There was a little bit of pressure. There was no advantage given for what the felt was the first foul. Referee felt it was fair play. And in the end result, it's a kick out for Westmeath, who are leading by 112 to 1-4 in the opening quarter of this second half. Live from the Garden County, Baltinglass, in its splendour with the sunshine, and now officially 26 degrees Celsius. A warm afternoon for Gaelic football. Here's Leona Archibald. Lovely threaded ball. Takes the return from Anna Jones. And the referee is giving a free out to Wexford here. A few people baffled by that decision. Well, Wexford then hanging around. Carrying it forward is Clara Donnelly. Fly kicked away. Wexford reach for it. Fiona Coyle. Clara Donnelly was 5. Westmeath have it back. Vicky Carr. Lovely ball from Lucy McCartan right down to Ciara Blundell. Centering the ball across towards Sarah Dillon. Nice bit of control from Dillon. Back to Leona Archibald, looking for a fourth. Didn't take it. Back outside of 21 it goes, and McCartan gets onto the end of it. Sends it in with the left peg. Oh, that's another wide for Westmeath after all the good work. And again, they all gather just in around the 45, between the 20-metre line and the 45. Wexford half of the park, 112 to 1-4. 8 points between them in this TG4 Intermediate Championship match. Round 3. A win for Westmeath should put them through. Wexford already there, no matter what happens, but they'd still like to win. And Westmeath certainly want to win, and that's another wide. Now possibly a little bit over anxious at the moment. The shot coming there from Vicky Carr of St. Lomans. And it just went straight off her boot to the left of the post. And Wexford again with the kick out. Ball won on the ground by Rachel Dillon. So the free from the 45 will be taken by Fiona Claffey. Well, Fiona, the captain, looks for the best option. There's not a lot in front, and she's a little bit too far from goal to have a go at it. So she goes short, gets the nod inside, takes the return ball from Niamh Spellman. Here goes Niamh into Leona. Ooh, Leona Archibald. And it was a little bit of an accidental clash there. The referee is going to give the free. And book is coming out again. So the Wexford player had the hand up. It was Aisling Murphy, the captain. So she's been spoken to by Lorraine O'Sullivan, a match referee. There didn't seem to be a lot in it. So it's a sin binning. Well, Aisling Murphy a little bit annoyed with that decision. There's a referee. As Aisling to the line. So in the sin bin for 10. So Wexford down to 14 at the start of the second half. Here's Leona Archibald. Treads it back in. Rachel Dillon. Dillon lays it off around the corner. It goes, and again Westmeath forcing the issue. Sarah Dillon this time drops it short. Sarah Merrigan restarts it for Wexford. Wexford try and work it over corner back position. Lauren Doyle, Crossabeg Ballymurn club player. Katie White of Adamstown has it now. Here he gets it back to Lauren. And they thread it beautifully out to Ciara Banville. Ciara with the goal for Wexford in that first half. There's a nice run from Ciara Banville. Downfield she sends it, but Westmeath win that in their own half back line. Hand pass was good under pressure with Rachel Dillon, but she did quite well from a sitting position. Niamh Spellman took the pass, and now to the full back who steams forward Lorraine Duncan of Gary Castle. Now Westmeath slow it down somewhat, and a foot pass to Leon Archibald, who treads through a lovely ball to Lucy McCartan. Nice turn from McCartan. She got a nice centre of gravity, and I think the foul was for a little tug on the shirt just before what looked like a second foul was committed. Wexford are introducing Eleanor Neville, another player from the Shelmaliers. So Eleanor comes in wearing number 26. So Wexford making that change. So 26, Eleanor Neville is coming in for number 7, Sarah Harding-Kenny. And that's a first change. There was a late change to the starting 15. Aoife Cullen started at the left corner forward in place of Amy Wilson. So now Sarah Harding-Kenny has played her part, and she played very well today, Sarah Harding-Kenny. She tried hard. Wexford supporters show that appreciation. And that's another wide. That's 4 wides in a row now for Westmeath, and it's as well they're 8 points up because they'll be disappointed with themselves. 1-12 Westmeath, 1-4 to Wexford. First quarter of the second half. Here's a chance for Eleanor Neville. And the first touch for the Shelmaliers girl. Back to Katie White. Katie had to run up a cul-de-sac there. Gets herself out of trouble with a nice directed hand pass. Clara Donnelly. Clara Donnelly. Westmeath defended. Lorraine Duncan. Sarah Harding-Kenny, well-noted camogie player as well. Played camogie for Wexford. Fine player. Here come Westmeath. Oh, another chance. Oh, is that wide? Free out, says the referee. A legal hand pass, I think, is what's been indicated there. So it's another let off. Meanwhile, the ball did go wide. So we have a free from inside the D, or the exclusion zone, whatever you like to call it. Clara Donnelly, she's been solid for Wexford in that number 5 shirt and loves to get forward. Beautiful layoff. Shauna Murphy. Ciara Banville. Oh, that's a push in the back. That's a definite free in. Now, what will happen here? That was a bit blatant. 1-12, 1-4. Wexford are shaping up to go forward and look for a goal. What's that? Referees the book back out of the pocket here now. Well, this will be interesting. The foul on Ciara Banville. Girl from Timon Camross. Free is for Katrina Murray. Pitches a little bit of grass into the air to check the wind speed. I think when we were going to school, was it the Stevenson screen was the one that measured that? I'm not quite sure. My director, John Nolan, nods his head. John was good at the old geography as well. Here goes the free. Struck it with conviction and accuracy. It's a fine score by Katrina Murray. A girl from Cloney is stuck it between the posts. 1-5. 7 between them now. Westmeath 1-12. Wexford 1-5. The kick out comes to the corner back position. Westmeath goes short. If you just joined us, it's Westmeath in the green. Playing from left to right. Wexford in their traditional purple and gold. Leona Archibald, lovely ball downfield. Here's Anna Jones, quality footballer. Intelligent too. Sends it in. Good sturdy cornerback play by Wexford. Standing up as all good defenders should do. Westmeath hustle and harry and win back the ball fairly and squarely. Rachel Dillon. Oh, centres a great ball. Goal chance here. Westmeath just couldn't hang on to it. Spilled at a vital time. And the Wexford keeper, Sarah Merrigan, showed her soccer skills. Now, the referee has given a decision here, and I think it's a free out. And the Wexford player is going back in, Roisin Murphy. So they're back to the full complement. Sin binning is over. Wexford with the free. So 2 in the sin bin. One now seems to be out. Here comes the lively Leona Archibald from Westmeath. Rachel Dillon. Another free in. Leona Archibald tells Westmeath, settle it down. And let's get a draw the breath. Referee makes a note of that situation. So now the free will come from Archibald herself. Didn't go goal bound. Decided to play a backward pass. And the ball is now with the hand of Rachel Dillon. Wexford pile on the pressure. And it is Fiona Coyle in possession for Westmeath. Back to the middle of the park. Vicky Carr. Lovely ball. Tracy Dillon. Here goes Ciara Blundell. 1-1 before half-time. Leona Archibald. And again, Westmeath forced the issue a little bit. Not gone wide because the Wexford keeper, Sarah Merrigan, has gathered that one. While near County Wexford, but not too far from Arklow in the county of Wicklow. And of course a famous little village called Inch between Gorey and Wexford on the old main Dublin road. Famous part of the world, produced a few great footballers when Wexford were strong and getting to All-Ireland semi-finals a number of years ago. Mentioned them earlier, John Hegarty and Matty Ford come to the fore. Down there from Kyle and Erin. Here is Westmeath. Their number 8 is Vicky Carr of St. Lomans. Nice ball as that breeze rises again. Ciara Blundell. Nice ball down into the corner and good run by Anna Jones. Centres a great ball. Oh, there's a goal chance. Oh, it's gone over the bar. It could have hit the top of the net, but it's gone over the bar. It's a white flag for Westmeath. It was a beautifully centred ball, but it's gone in. And it's finished with a plum, but that will settle them, even though they were, yeah, it looked like there was a bit of a push in the back out there, but it's 113 to 1-5, and we have hit the water break at the end of the second quarter here in Baltinglass in the TG4 Ladies Football Championship. It's the Intermediate Championship. It is round 3, and it's Westmeath leading 113 to 1-5. So only 1 point for Wexford in that opening quarter, 3 points, first quarter, the second half, I should say, and for Westmeath, 3 points. A low scoring third quarter in the game, but everybody enjoying it. A big talking point is the 2 sin binnings, but it's 113 to 1-5, and that means it's an 8-point game. But as it stands, Wexford, even though they're trailing, are through courtesy of Sligo defeating Longford earlier on, and now Westmeath have themselves in a splendid position as well, leading the game. 113 1-5. So we do hope you're enjoying our coverage. Lots more happening over the this weekend. There was plenty of coverage. There was a full round of fixtures in the TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate and Junior Championships across this weekend. A total of 10 games, non-TV fixtures, all available to view here on the LGFA and TG4's dedicated championship portal. So we do hope all our viewers this afternoon are enjoying the coverage. And it's great for the LGFA to have such great coverage, because all the people involved here, not only from Wexford and Westmeath here today, but from all the counties, the 12 counties of Leinster, the 6 in Munster, the 5 in Connacht and the 9 in Ulster, well, they do put in a tremendous shift. And I'm not forgetting all our friends involved in the LGFA across the world, both in America and in the UK and through all the countries, which GAA, the World Games, of course, in Waterford 2 years ago, comes around every 4 years. And LGFA very strong in Asia for the Asia Games. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, no Asia Games in 2020 or 2021, but I'm sure all will be back to normal for 2022. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say hello to everybody involved in the LGFA and all the GAA people right across the world this afternoon that are looking in online. So we are ready to get the second quarter on the way of the second half. So Wexford with the restart. The goalkeeper is Sarah Merrigan. And I notice that young lady doing the line here on this side is one of Carlow's finest lady footballers from a great sporting family, Marion Hayden. Her late father, the great Brendan Hayden of Carlow football fame, himself a referee. Marion keeping up a great family tradition and fine player for Carlow footballers as well. As Westmeath come forward, and here's a goal chance, flicked forward, pulled on into the back, and Wexford have defended this brilliantly, and they're going to get the free out, I think. Referee said there was a high boot in there. Wexford defended that heroically, and it was the centre back. I think Ciara Banville could have been back there as well, but they've defended it. They got numbers behind the ball. At the heel of the jig, as they say in Wexford. Sarah Merrigan will take the free, and out to a wing half back position towards Eleanor Neville, who came on wearing 26. Here come Wexford coming forward. Playing from right to left as you just joined us. It is Westmeath in the green. Here come Wexford, 113 to 1-5. Westmeath lead. An enjoyable game of football here in Baltinglass. Wexford move forward. Getting a warmer and warmer here in Baltinglass as the evening moves on. But now here's an ideal opportunity. It was Wexford were in a great position here, but the referee has penalised them and given the free out. And it looked like Shireen Hamilton from Ballygarrett in Wexford was on her bike heading towards goal. Well, it has been called back. And Westmeath, who I have to say have played great football here today. They've missed a lot of opportunities in the opening quarter of the second half, but now we're into the final quarter as the clock ticks down in Baltinglass in this TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Football Championship. Group 1, Round 3. Westmeath's Vicky Carr on to Leon Archibald. Knows where the post is, lays it off brilliantly to Sarah Dillon. And Sarah certainly knows where it is, because that's point number 5 for the Milltown lady this afternoon. 2 in the first half, 3 in the second half. And it's now 1-13 Westmeath, 1-5 to Wexford. So 2 footballs on the field, so we have to wait till the umpire retrieves that one. He'll take it back behind the goal. A safe place. The referee gives the whistle. That's a fine kick out from Sarah Merrigan. The bounce is what's doubtful. And another controversial free. Wexford supporters are not happy. Here come Westmeath. Vicky Carr, lovely ball. Oh, here's the layoff. That could be there, and she has had a fine day. Picked up 1 or 2 knocks in the game, but it's got her 4th score. Leon Archibald had a little bit of time to kick it, and now it's a 10-point game, and Westmeath have 1 foot back on the road, back to the Lake County with a victory. Even though we have a few minutes to go here in Baltinglass. Wexford need a big finish if they want to win the game. But now as it stands, it looks very much like 2 teams are through. Westmeath, after picking up a bit of a knock, we could see a few changes in a moment. Sinead Byrne is on the bench for Westmeath. Anya Gaynor, Anya Lynn, Annie Dolan, Aoife Brady, Aoife Connolly, Aoife O'Malley, Daniel Madden, Emma Ballasty, Emma Kelly, Grace Halligan, Jennifer Rogers, Johanna Marr, Karen Hegarty and Leanne Slevin. Leanne is from Milltown. That's the Westmeath bench. And as I say that, one of them is coming in. That's Danielle Madden from Gary Castle in County Westmeath. And also Annie Dolan of Clangales is in also. So 23 Daniel Madden and Annie Dolan. So we wish them well. So getting a run out in the final quarter. So 2 of the changes that were made, and mad for action already, because here is Danielle Madden from Gary Castle. Famous football club also, down towards Fiona Claffey. As I said earlier, Fiona plays her club football in Dublin. Anna Jones plays with Mullingar Shamrocks, and she lays off a beautiful ball towards Annie Dolan. Back into Anna Jones. Sarah Dillon treads it across. Nice interception from Shauna Murphy of Shelmaliers and Wexford. Now Wexford can hit them on the counter-attack. Here's Roisin Murphy, another member of the Shelmaliers club. Westmeath's cornerback is Niamh Spellman. Niamh did quite well, but Wexford win it back. That's Wexford moving it well on the far side. Slowed it down to pedestrian pace. Westmeath ain't giving up, blocking down everything, fighting tooth and nail for all possession, and back helping out her defences, Leon Archibald. Nicely floated hand pass to Fiona Coyle. A girl from Rochford Bridge, wearing number 5 for Westmeath. Back to Archibald. Beautiful ball down towards the 20-metre line. And now Fiona Coyle went on the run. Centre forward position, but that's whipped and it's pulled a little bit to the left by Anna Jones. It's another wide. Westmeath, if anything, to take a negative out of this game, will be very disappointed with their second half wides. Well, on the positive, they'll be very happy that they've scored 115 so far here in Baltinglass in round 3, Group 1 of the TG4 Ladies Gaelic Football Championship. Here go Wexford. Is there a goal in Wexford? Clara Donnelly of Shelmaliers. There's a free coming here. So we're into the 22nd minute of the second half. 30 minutes a half, of course. It's Westmeath to lose now. And Wexford would like to notch up another few scores. 113-1-5 it was at the end of that First quarter of the second half. Half time, 110 to 1-4 in favour of Westmeath. Here come Wexford. There's a free coming here. There was no advantage being allowed, so we're looking at a 13-metre free. And Marion heading the lines. Woman has the flag up. And I think there's another change being made here. Yeah, Westmeath are bringing in another substitute. And that is Westmeath's number 20. That's Aoife Brady from St Mary's in Rochford Bridge coming onto the field. So, change has been made and everybody getting a run out. And there's another change coming now because also withdrawn is Anna Jones. And what a great afternoon Anna's had, the number 12 from Mullingar Shamrocks. She now retires. Wexford, meanwhile, have the free from the 13-metre line into the scoreboard end. They're going looking for goals here, Wexford, because that wasn't kicked at the post. It's knocked back towards Shauna Murphy. And Westmeath have built a wall, but is it big enough? Wexford still have it. Ciara Banville. Westmeath have done quite well. Wexford tiring a little bit at the moment. Westmeath coming forward through Vicky Carr. Beautifully threaded ball towards Ciara Blundell. Scored a splendid goal before half-time. Kicked a beautiful point straight after. Daniel Madden. Back across the 45, she sends it. And now it comes all the way back towards Lucy McCartan. Nice play from Lucy. Also involved there was Aoife Brady. This is Aoife in possession now. Not on the field so long. Daniel Madden. Gary Castle club player. That's all about keep ball now for Westmeath. And conducting the orchestra there is Leona Archibald. 4 of a return for Leona today. And steaming through as the full-back Lorraine Douglas. She's really gone on some of these great penetrating runs this afternoon. And look at her go, the Gary Castle lady from full-back. That's out for a 45. It was a good block by the Wexford defender. But what a promising run by Lorraine Duncan. She's got plenty of height and speed. Fine athlete. And really could have hit the back of the net there. No other than the interception from the Wexford defence. 1:15, 1-5. Westmeath lead by 10. In Baltinglass, TG4 Intermediate Football Championship. For anybody that's here, anybody watching it, an enjoyable game. End-to-end stuff. As Ciara Blundell lays it off towards Daniel Madden. Leona Archibald, Intelligent Football Westmeath. Back it goes to Daniel Madden. Another infringement on the 13-metre line. And that's a free for Westmeath, to the frustration of some people. But the referee obviously seen something. That's why the free's been given. And Westmeath also have introduced Jennifer Rogers from Milltown wearing number 27. So Jennifer just on the field a few moments. And Westmeath in the meantime will take this free. And if successful here, Leona Archibald will register her 5th point of the afternoon. And struck that very confidently and with affection. And that's another one. Another white flag for Westmeath. 1:16, 1-5. And now they're bringing in Aoife O'Malley from Killucan. So Aoife O'Malley wears number 22. Sarah Merrigan busy with the kickouts. 1:16, 1-5. Wexford just struggling to get scores in this game. And 1-1 after the first quarter, 1-4 at half time, but 1-5. So they've only scored 1 point in the second half, which Lizzie Kent, the Bannister, will be a little bit disappointed with. But in fairness to Lizzie, she only took over a few weeks ago of this Wexford team. Just trying to get them motivated and has done a good job. Might be going to lose this game, but still into the next round of the TG4 Intermediate Football Championship. Westmeath knew they had to come down here and win today. And if Longford had beaten Sligo, well, 3 teams would have finished on 6 points. And there was no guarantee Westmeath would go through. But now that they're in cruise control here, and that other result went through, oh! I don't think there was any malice there. The Westmeath player tried to pull out of the challenge. It looked a hell of a lot worse than what it was, but the referee is taking a note here. Referee Lorraine O'Sullivan, and I think Lorraine has looked at it just like we have here from our commentary position. So it's just a free, and I think Katrina Murray It looks like somebody that's setting up to have a blast here. Is she going to pick the top corner and go for it? She has the credentials to do it. Whoa! Hits the crossbar, comes back down. Second bite of the cherry, stopped on the line. Westmeath had plenty of players back. And Wexford a little bit unlucky not to be on 2-5. But with the clock and the time now against them, it is Westmeath leading by 116 to 1-5. And they come deep from defence and all their changes working well. 27.5 minutes gone, so it is Westmeath on the attack. Jennifer Rogers from Milltown sends it downfield. Takes the return ball. They'll all be looking for a place in the next round. They'll all fight tooth and nail for every ball, regardless. It's a good performance by Westmeath. Here goes Aoife Brady from St Mary's and Rochford Bridge. Got it in, but that, as I've said, has been a problem for Westmeath in the second half. They've had a lot of wides, and that was a poor wide. So we're into the last 2 minutes, plus whatever additional time we have from the fourth official and the referee. Well, the breeze has died somewhat on a warm, sunny afternoon in the Garden County of Baltinglass in the county of Wicklow. Wexford moved this ball through Eleanor Neville. Nice ball from Eleanor. Still getting plenty of encouragement, Wexford. Shauna Murphy, two Shelmaliers player linking well together. Eleanor kept moving forward up towards the 45. Treads it through to Aisling Murphy. Now, can the captain finish with aplomb? Here she goes, cutting across that 20-metre line. Lays it off. Taking the return ball is Aisling Murphy. Tries to turn inside one. Mark referee said there was an infringement there. Wexford win the free. And the free will be from the 13-metre line. That will be a consolation score for Wexford. Well, two teams know now that they're there. Well, what a fine performance by Westmeath. We can't take anything from them. Leading by 5 points to 1-1 after the first quarter. 110 to 1-4. They had a 6-point advantage at half-time. And now, after the first quarter, the second half, it was 113 to 1-5. And scores have been scarce for Wexford. That is only their second score in the second half. And it's now a 10-point game for the second time in this round 3. Ladies Gaelic Football Association TG4 Championship match. Can Westmeath finish with a score? But it's gone to the right woman in the right place. Ciara Blundell. Blundell lays it off inside. Sarah Dillon. Oh, it's another wide. It's a 45 in actual fact, so credit to the Wexford defence again. But Westmeath should have had a return there. They haven't. And it looks like Leon Archibald will come across to take this 45. And it will be taken from the stand side. It's just a little bit of kicking around the ball. No one's holding out. There's a lot of tired bodies out there because, in fairness to these two teams, they've given it their all. And they've played quite well, including the lady kicking the 45. It's of poor quality. It's what we'd call a tired kick, but enough done. Westmeath comes back out to Archibald. Down the line she sends it. An experienced player. Now Jennifer Rogers of Milltown. Settled in well, Jennifer. Here's Leona. Oh, what a flick. What a flick. She's finished with 1-5. And you know, for me, she's been outstanding right throughout the afternoon. She's a complete athlete and a splendid player to have in the number 11 shirt. Wexford a little bit unfortunate, but 2-16 to 1-6. But in fairness to Westmeath, it makes up for a lot of their bad wides in the second half. And now the referee looks at the watch. We're not too far from the end. There's a lot of tired bodies out there. And Annie Dolan on Clan Gales sends it across the face of the goal. Here's Ciara Blundell. Ciara puts it wide. That's the point I'm making. If you needed all them, you could be in a bit of trouble by kicking that many wides in the second half. However, Wexford are going for one final flourish, but the time is not there. Westmeath have had a big win here. They were never headed in the game. 2-16 to 1-6 after the first quarter. They led 5 points to 1-1. There was one between them. At half-time, 110 to 1-4. There was 6 between them. Westmeath in the lead. And after the first quarter, the second half, 113 to 1-5. There was 8 between them there. And at the final whistle, 216 to 1-6 with 1-5 coming from Leon Archibald. Plenty of good scoring from Sarah Dillon in the corner. Anna Jones steady from the free. But a great team performance from Westmeath. They knew what they had to do today. They've done quite well. And it is quarter-finals will be Wexford will play down, and is that Westmeath and Clare? So that is it. And a big thank you to one of Wexford's most famous men, the great Liam Spratt. He's more famous than Lee Chin down there, but he's given us that stat, and he's given it well. He's given us that stat. Just came in straight away at the final whistle. So in the TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate round 3, Group 1, it is Westmeath who win this one, as I've said, 216 to 1-6. The great consolation for Wexford, as you've just heard, both teams are gone through. We wish them well in the next round. Thanks to you for joining us this afternoon. We hope you enjoyed all of our coverage right over the weekend, that all the games were brought to you in the full round of fixtures, and it will be the same every weekend as it has been over the last 10 games covered this weekend. Don't forget, we will be back in the not too distant future, and next weekend it'll come around very, very quickly. Final score in Baltinglass: Westmeath 2 goals and 16 points, Wexford 1 goal and 6. Until the next time, it's bye bye for now.